on markets? Well, it was a pretty good week, actually. The Nifty snapped that 2-week losing streak. We ended in the green, and we regained part of last week's losses, so more than half of last week's losses, so that was good. The Nifty Bank, last 6 weeks we have been discussing. It's been the sore thumb. It's not been able to perform. But this week, after 6 weeks, it ended in the green. So that's positive as well. And the mid and the small caps, well, they felt like they're coming back to the party. They outperformed with a gain of from 2.5% odd. Global cues, well, they worked in our favor. We were debating whether or not, the Fed was hawkish or dovish. Well, the street says they believe that they're dovish enough, and they believe that there's not going to be another rate hike that comes about in this year. And that's why we saw yields cool off. You have the dollar index as well. That was a little bit lower. And Brent crude prices have corrected 10% from the recent peak. Now they're down close to around 4%, in the last week itself. And, the large caps performed. Whether you talk about Reliance Industries, ICICI Bank, tightened towards the end of the week. Mangalam, they came out with a good set of numbers. 50% of the Nifty's gains came only because of these three names. And the market's actually analyzing results. They're looking at commentary and reacting. Petronet, they're doing some big capex, maybe unrelated as well. Street didn't like that. Stock was down 10%. JSPL, well, maybe the capex is high, debt is well quite high, and the operational performance is weak. That stock is well 8-9% low in the past week. And MMFSL as well, Mahindra Financial Services, that stock as well was lower. On the flip side, MCX has been a stock that's done very, very well. Nimesh, you've been tracking it quite often as well. And the standard brokerage report as well from UBS, well, they said that there's more to go. So that stock was up close to around 10%. REC has been a big gainer. It's almost doubled. But that stock was higher in this week as well, 11% return. And KPIT, everyone was saying, well, it's quite expensive. They upped their guidance, and the stock gained another 10% in this week itself. And you get a sense that this real estate theme is coming back. Some of the top developers, Godrej, Oberoi, DLF, all of them were up more than 10% in the past week. And some of those hope trades have come back. Will Vodafone get the funding or not? JP Associates, will they come out with the deal with the banking names? These stocks are not satisfied with 10-15%, 20-25% in the past week. I think Vodafone had its best week in multiple years as well. And Z as well was higher. So it was a good week. I'm just wondering or not whether this week was a good week and next week we can come back and see the knockout punch, because you want the Nifty to get back to around that 19,450 odd. But Nimesh, how are you seeing things in terms of dealing with that?